Hey, this is Bond Diesel, coming at you with another Intel Insights video. So I have decided to start doing the underground now, and we're going to start with the unknown speaker here. So this is the video or the audio recordings from the underground. A lot of you may have gotten these a year ago. I've just gotten into it more recently, and I figured I'd do some videos on them. So we'll listen to it and then discuss a little bit.
Plenty of people have figured out that this is a nice place to hide from the JTF, under the streets. And if you found this, you're smarter than most of the people roaming around down here. Maybe you know about the bomb that went off. Terrible tragedy, wasn't it? And you probably want to know who did it and why. You might even be the division. Well, that's why I made this. To give you a little something to think about. You ready to listen, Agent? Okay. Well, let's go back to the beginning. I was recruited into the division when I withdrew my application to the CIA to start my own personal training business instead. They came after me, you understand? I didn't go begging for this. I didn't have any secret agent fantasies like some of those assholes. They understood I was interested in working for my country, and they saw that I had the chops right from the get-go. Never thought I'd be called up, but I used to be an optimist. Used to be. I was activated when this thing hit, when they began to understand just how many people would die. How many first responders would be abandoning their posts? How many would be dead? How many people would take advantage of that? I went in good faith. I took on the bad guys. And you know what that means, don't you? I became a killer. I went in to save the people, to help this city. And I have, maybe. But do you know how many people I've shot on the way? Yeah, you do. Because you're doing the same thing. I lost count a long time ago. So, you get to this point and you wonder, who's worse, them or us? Turns out we've got a lot in common with the people we're shooting at. They're killing people and looting. If I'm honest, I'm doing the same thing. If the only thing that separates us from them is this little red ring, what sense does it make? It got me thinking about whose side I was really on, and how I could shape this new world we're all living in. It also told me which lives matter now. Not mine, that much is clear. Unless I'm the one looking out for it. If you think things are going back to the way they were, then you're an even bigger fool than you were when you signed up for the division. It's survival of the fittest now. And that's us. Me and Keener and any division agents who have the capacity to be honest with themselves. It's time to drop the bullshit and admit we are our own best chance. Democracy is dead. The rules are ours to make now, and one of my rules is no more hypocrisy. You know how the JTF and the Div backed out of the Dark Zone, leaving all those people to die? Yeah, I get it. Maybe they would have died anyway. You have to pick your battles. But let's just see how the JTF feels when their little quarantine zone gets zapped for a change. Got some Rikers plenty eager to trade guns in exchange for that little favor? Well, maybe I'll see you out there, Agent. Looking forward. Over and out.
So this one, now that I've played West Side Piers, downloaded or gotten all of that intel and listened to it, I can't be the only one that feels like this. Feels a lot like the agent from West Side Piers that became a dispatcher. And one little note, if you didn't notice, the person from the West Side Piers is the same one who talks to you when you are manhunt now with Rogue 2.0. So when you go manhunt and you here, the thing to go clear your manhunt. That's the same lady. So this one's kind of interesting because it tells a similar story. I feel like it talks about basically someone who felt abandoned, felt like maybe they weren't as bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as they were when they were recruited for the division. What's really interesting to me, and what this one got me thinking about, was how much do these agents even know about what they are doing or what they're supposed to be doing. It really seems like a lot of them don't. It really seems like a lot of them went to some kind of training, which is something I would actually love to learn more about. What kind of training did they do? Where did they do it? Who trained them? All those kind of things. Was it the CIA? Was it, some kind of black ops thing? Was it something we've never heard of, in a place that we don't know about? So what I think would be really interesting here is to kind of find out how much these agents even knew about what they were doing once they got activated. Yeah, they wore these watches. Yeah, they knew where their stashes were. Yeah, they knew that they could identify each other and things like that. But it really seems like they didn't really understand their purpose necessarily, other than that they'd only be activated in the worst possible scenario. I also think it's interesting that she references Keener and herself and anyone else who, what does she say? She says something along the lines of that, her and Keener are the only ones that, were smart enough to see what was really going on. And that me and Keener and any division agents who have the capacity to be honest with themselves. So this was another thing that obviously I missed all these the first time I played through, but you can tell they're definitely sowing more and more doubt through some of the agents. Where you have the opposite in like Fei Lao. So this whole time, I honestly was kind of disillusioned by the fact that it seemed like, oh, all the JTF love these division guys. The Fei Lao is eternally positive. Like, everything's always going to end up working out. Where, I kind of failed to realize that some of this intel and stuff like that was a real good insight into people that maybe didn't believe those things and maybe didn't think that things were going to work out or felt like it was a pointless mission that they were on. So this one I thought was really cool. I don't really feel like it drops any crazy information, or I think some of the later ones do. Ellis Green, Sammy Marie, Ben Winston, and Brandon O'Reilly. Those ones are really, really cool. I can't wait to do those. But for now, this was the first set of Intel Insights for the Underground. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe, share it if you please, drop a comment with any of your own ideas, or if you have any suggestions or even criticisms, go nuts. Check me out on Twitter, check me out on Twitch. I'll leave those links in the description. And other than that, until next time.